Welcome to the Ontario Mortgage and Real Estate Insights podcast, your go-to source for the latest developments, trends, and regulatory changes in the industry. I'm your host, Steve Hamoen, here to provide you with insights sourced from reputable news outlets to help you stay informed and make well-informed decisions.
This podcast is brought to you by Real Approved Inc., a trusted mortgage brokerage dedicated to helping Canadians achieve their homeownership dreams. Visit realapproved.ca to learn more about how our experienced team can assist you with your mortgage needs. Let's dive into today's episode.
Today, we're discussing a significant piece of news for the Ontario housing market. Ontario's government has introduced a new housing construction bill aimed at boosting supply and affordability, particularly in London, Ontario. This legislation is a promising step towards addressing the province's housing shortfall.
That's right, Steve. This bill is designed to accelerate residential construction by removing red tape and incentivizing developers. It's a much-needed move given the lag in housing starts and the province's ambitious target of building 1.5 million homes over the next decade. This could really help ease the pressure on home buyers by stabilizing home prices and mortgage rates.
Absolutely, Janine. From a numbers perspective, the key here is fast-tracking approvals and lowering developer costs. By making it easier and cheaper for developers to build, the government hopes to increase the volume of new builds, which should in turn boost the local housing supply. This is crucial for meeting the demand that's been outpacing supply for quite some time.
And with more homes potentially hitting the market, it's an exciting time for mortgage brokers and home buyers alike. Mortgage brokers, like Mike Boniferro from TLC Mortgage Group in London, are going to be pivotal in guiding buyers through the financing options and new programs tied to this legislation. It's all about helping people get real approved for their dream homes.
For those looking to buy in London, Ontario, now is a great time to start planning. With the anticipated uptick in housing availability, prospective buyers should connect with a local mortgage broker to secure favorable financing. As Mike Boniferro points out, this is an ideal moment to take advantage of emerging opportunities in the market.
Yes, and it's important to note that while this legislation is a positive step forward, the province still faces strong headwinds in meeting its housing targets. Nevertheless, this bill sparks promise for greater local listings and competitive financing options. It's a step in the right direction for home buyers in the broader housing market.
The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation has released a significant report indicating that to regain housing affordability levels seen in 2019, Canada would need to double its current pace of housing construction. Specifically, they estimate between 430,000 and 480,000 units need to be built annually over the next decade.
That's a staggering number, Steve. Doubling the construction pace is no small feat, and would certainly require a massive shift in how we approach housing development. It speaks to the urgency of the housing crisis we're facing.
It sure does, Janine. The report suggests this increase would require a revolution in completions. That implies an overhaul of our current systems and processes to significantly ramp up production. The challenge is not just about building more, but also building efficiently and sustainably.
And while it sounds daunting, it's important to remember the human element here. More homes mean more opportunities for families to find a place they can truly call their own. It's about creating communities, not just buildings.
Exactly. From a practical standpoint, this will likely involve policy changes, investment in infrastructure and technology, and perhaps most importantly, collaboration between public and private sectors. It's a complex puzzle that needs a coordinated effort to solve.
And let's not forget about the people who will live in these new homes. Ensuring that these developments are accessible and affordable to a diverse range of people is crucial. It's not just about numbers, it's about inclusivity and providing homes for everyone.
Absolutely, Janine. The report highlights a need for innovative approaches to financing and development to meet these goals. It's an opportunity for stakeholders across the industry to come together and create a sustainable future for Canadian housing.
It's a tall order, but with the right strategies and dedication, it's achievable. And for those of us in the mortgage and real estate sectors, It's a call to action to support these initiatives and help Canadians realize their homeownership dreams.
Let's delve into the current condo crisis in Toronto, Janine. Toronto, once a booming market for real estate investors, is now facing a dramatic downturn in the condo sector. Sales have plunged and prices are sliding, which has led to a significant increase in unsold inventory.
It's quite concerning, Steve. Toronto's condo market has been hit hard, and this has understandably raised alarms for other markets, like Vancouver, which is watching closely to see if it will experience a similar downturn. The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation has flagged both cities as areas of concern due to the slowdown in sales activity.
Right, Janine. According to the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, Toronto's condo purchase activity has plummeted by 75% from 2022 to the first quarter of this year. In contrast, Vancouver's decline is 37%, which, while significant, isn't as severe as Toronto's situation.
And that's where the difference lies, Steve. In Vancouver, there were over 2,000 new condos sitting unsold and unoccupied as of April. While that number is causing some concern, it's nothing compared to Toronto, where over 20,000 unsold units are vacant. This stark difference suggests that Vancouver might avoid the severe correction Toronto is facing.
That's a good point, Janine. Anthony Jang, a Vancouver-based mortgage broker, points out that while there are challenges in Vancouver, the city hasn't been as reliant on small studio units, often referred to as dog crate units, as Toronto has. This might help Vancouver's market stability.
Yes, Steve. Zhang mentions that while these tiny studios exist in Vancouver, they aren't the predominant product. The main focus remains on larger units, which could provide more stability. It's also worth noting that the overall market outlook for Vancouver is still positive in the long term.
Exactly, Janine. Zhang is optimistic that the turbulence in the market will ease, especially with the potential for falling interest rates in the second half of the year. This could provide some relief to the Vancouver market, making it a more favorable time for buyers to enter.
And that's encouraging news for potential home buyers, Steve. With interest rates potentially dropping, it could indeed become a buyer's market. Zhang believes that there will be more transactions in the latter half of the year, offering opportunities for those looking to purchase a home.
It's a crucial time for both buyers and investors to stay informed and prepared. While there are long-term challenges, the potential for interest rate cuts could spur activity in the market. It's all about seizing the right opportunities as they arise. Let's dive into the latest inflation figures and what they could mean for interest rates in Canada. Inflation held steady at 1.7% in May, which matched April's pace. While this might sound stable, the core inflation measures, which exclude more volatile items, tick down slightly but remain elevated. This puts the Bank of Canada in a tricky spot as they consider what to do with interest rates.
That's right, Steve. The easing in core measures does offer some reassurance, but it's clear that the Bank of Canada is still concerned. Shelter costs have eased, which helps, but vehicle prices, especially for electric models, have climbed. It's a mixed bag, and for the average Canadian, these fluctuations impact everyday living expenses.
Exactly, Janine. And while the headline inflation rate has been restrained by factors like the end of the consumer carbon tax, core inflation is still well above the Bank of Canada's 2% target. This is a critical issue for policymakers who are trying to balance economic growth with inflation control.
And what's interesting is the broader impact of these numbers. For instance, with 47% of the core basket running above 3%, it highlights how widespread inflationary pressures have become. This is something families feel at the grocery store, at the gas pump, and in their housing costs.
True, Janine. Experts like Douglas Porter from BMO describe the situation as deceptively calm, with core inflation still hovering too high for comfort. It's becoming more widespread, and this persistent issue suggests that the Bank of Canada may need to see a lot more improvement before considering a rate cut.
And let's not forget the role of trade talks in all this. Derek Holt from Scotiabank points out that a potential Canada-US trade agreement is approaching a crucial deadline. The outcome could significantly influence the bank's decision on whether to cut rates in July.
Absolutely, Janine. Andrew Hensick from TD also notes that while trade negotiations are key, the overall economic softness could still open the door to rate cuts later this year. It's a complex situation, and the Bank of Canada has a lot to consider before making their next move.
It's a pivotal moment, Steve. For Canadians, the outcome of these discussions and the bank's decision could affect everything from mortgage rates to the cost of everyday goods. It's crucial for everyone to stay informed and prepared for what might come next.
In today's final segment, we're covering some poignant news from the Canadian mortgage industry. Equitable Bank has announced the sudden passing of its longtime president and chief executive officer, Andrew Moor. This unexpected loss has been felt deeply across the industry, as Moor was a transformative figure in Canadian banking.
That's right, Steve. Andrew Moor was not only a visionary leader, but also a passionate advocate for change and innovation in banking that benefits all Canadians. He was instrumental in growing Equitable Bank into the 7th largest bank by assets in Canada, and his contributions to the affordable housing sector have been significant.
Under his leadership, Equitable Bank expanded significantly, transitioning from a modest trust company into a national player with $134 billion in combined assets under management. Moor's strategic vision led to the launch of EQ Bank, which has become one of the top-ranked digital banks in Canada.
And it's not just about the numbers, Steve. Moor's legacy includes fostering a values-based culture within the bank and championing community causes. He was deeply committed to giving Canadians real choices in how they finance their homes, a mission he pursued throughout his career.
Absolutely, Janine. His leadership extended beyond Equitable Bank, as he also served as chair of Mortgage Professionals Canada, where he worked to enhance the role of mortgage brokers in the industry. His influence has been far-reaching, and his loss will be felt across the financial sector.
With his passing, Equitable Bank has appointed Marlene Lenarduzzi as interim president and CEO. She brings over 25 years of experience in banking strategy and risk management. The board has expressed full confidence in her leadership as the bank navigates this transitional period.
The board had been preparing for Moor's retirement, and a permanent CEO succession plan was already in place. This foresight ensures that the bank remains on a steady path forward, continuing to build on the strong foundation Moor established.
It's a testament to Andrew Moor's leadership that the bank is well positioned to continue thriving in his absence. His vision and dedication have left a lasting impact, and the industry will undoubtedly continue to benefit from the groundwork he laid.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Ontario Mortgage and Real Estate Insights podcast. We hope you found today's insights valuable as you navigate the world of mortgages and real estate.
Before you go, a quick reminder, Real Approved is here to make your mortgage journey smoother. Whether you're buying your first home or refinancing, their experienced team is ready to guide you with personalized support every step of the way. Visit realapproved.ca to get started and take the next step toward achieving your homeownership goals. Catch you next time and stay informed with the latest industry insights.